Hi everybody, welcome to another evening with Sips. Tonight, we're taking a look at a very, very early version of Production Line. All right, really early. Like it's Alpha 1.05. It's available on Humble Bundle. If you like Positech and you like Democracy 3 and you like Big Pharma and stuff, this is their latest game that they're currently working on. It's changing all the time. Some of it seems like a bit rough and placeholdery. You can tell that a lot of it hasn't really been finished and they're adding more stuff to it or whatever. But so far it's pretty good. We'll take a look in a minute. I've played it a little bit and it's fun. I never realized how much I actually wanted to make a car assembly line before playing this, but now I'm just like, my god, like I want to just quit everything and make a car assembly line. It's incredible. Okay, we'll go new game. We'll start in the small factory. We're going to get $1.3 million to start with, and we'll just jump in and take a look and see what it's like. So here we are in the factory. A lot like Big Pharma, if you've ever played Big Pharma. You have resources that come in, and then you have an export bay, and you have a couple of those dotted around the map. See, like over here, there's a resource in one. This one's an export bay. This one's an export bay. And the idea is that you get like your assembly line set up and snaking all around here. And then the cars go out there or out here or whatever. And there's like a sequence to it all as well. You can't just like say, all right, let's start with the wheels and then let's just put in some axles and stuff like that. No, there's a tried, tested, and true method to assembling a car. A lot like making love to a beautiful woman, okay? First, you have to put the wheels on, and then you have to apply a steering wheel, and then the brake pads, and then you have to put on a coat of paint, and then you have to drive it off into the sunset after you've bought it off the shop floor after it's exported out here. Which is, of course, nothing like making love to a beautiful woman, but who cares, okay? You know what I'm saying. Anyway, so we have this slots thing here. We go up here. And then we have all this crap that we can potentially build, like a research office. There's like a supply stockpile. We'll get to some of this later. But for now, we'll just start by placing the first bit that you need, which is this resource importer. Okay, it's going to cost us 52,800 big ones, but it's crucial to the whole operation. So I can rotate this around if I want to. I mean, there's only one place I can put it, and that's here, this little window. Likewise, I can put it at this one if I wanted to, or like up here. These little windows are like the inputs, right? So we'll put this thing here, and it's ready to go straight away. It just knows what it needs, and it's going to bring it in. Currently, it knows it needs nothing because we haven't even set up any of like the assembly points or anything yet. So that's fine. So the first thing, and it's all in order here, we have the chassis assemble, okay? We can fit the axles, fit the undercarriage, and fit the fuel tank. These are like sort of like sub-jobs of the chassis assemble. So this one is going to cost us 67,200 big ones, okay? And then further to that, we can sort of break it down into like more efficient, smaller parts. That's the idea anyway. But you have to research this stuff using your research office later on. So I think the best thing to do is just use like the big bulk all-in-one things to start with, and then slowly research out like the other ones, and then chop and change the assembly line as you need to make it more efficient. Because efficiency is the king on a production line, right? You want to slam those cars out like there's no tomorrow, one after the other. You don't want any delays or anything like that. So that's what you're striving for all the time. Anyway, so chassis assemble. It's pretty big, as you can see. We can rotate it around if we want to, so we can decide which way it's going to go. I think we'll just head up this way for now, and maybe just like leave a little bit of a gap to the side. Although, yeah, no, there's another factory here, so let's just leave like another gap. If we want to, we can rent out some of this floor space later on, but we don't really need to. I think we'll have enough space here anyway. We'll place this down, and straight away, all these guys are just standing around saying, okay, great, what next? They know that they have to assemble like a chassis, but they just don't even know what to do to start with. They have nothing to work with. They've got all these computers and like these lights that probably blink and stuff. I don't know what these big rollers are. I guess it's like sheet metal or something. Look, there's like some boxes here. They've got some milk crates filled with, I don't know, gizmos and gadgets and stuff. So they need some supplies. So we're going to use this resource conveyor. This is what you link up the resource import to the to like the supply thing right here, right? So this is like what the chassis assemble point will use. It's like its inventory. So we can just sort of like connect this up like this, and then boom. See, look, all of the things it needs are coming into here right now. And then look, the arms start working on it, and it's ready to go. It's like the first step of our assembly line is complete. These guys are still standing around just looking at each other because, of course, it's all automated. I don't even think we need a single living person in this factory at this point. Everything is sort of taken care of. See, like the lights are blinking so that you know that it's on. And these guys just sort of stand around and make sure that that stuff works. Okay, so we need some conveyors to connect up to the next part. So we'll do this. There's no slot found next, and that's because it's waiting for this fit body to be set up. So the chassis that we've just made is, as you can see here, is just sitting here doing nothing. But I mean, at least we've made something, right? Like we're off to a good start. All right, so fit body, again, same thing. It's all these like sub-component things: fit body, frame, fit roof, fit doors. But we haven't researched any of those, so we're just gonna have to really just suck it up and pay $174,720 to fit the body on top of the chassis. We're gonna nestle this in really close, okay? So the body and the chassis guys can like throw their lunches at each other and have like just a bit of a rivalry going, because I think that'll spruce things up in the factory, okay? We don't want these guys getting all bored and stuff, thinking, oh, my job is so humdrum. If we could somehow create a divide between like the chassis assemble and the fit body crew, they could have gang signs of their own. They could have like an internal code. They can have like a, don't be loose with your lips sort of, secrets cost lives or whatever sort of code that they could abide by. And of course, whilst they're working, they can throw old fruit and stuff at each other and sort of egg each other on all the while as well. That'd be pretty good. All right, so we're gonna have to hook this up again. This one's not so straightforward. For some reason, you can't like go over this. I think it's like, I don't know, there's too many robot arms or something. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, we have to like snake this way, and well, no, we can go. It's just this one that we can't go over. I don't know why. Anyway, we're just gonna go over this way, and already this is like kind of inefficient, right? Because like, look at how far the resources have to travel. See, all the right stuff is coming down the line. It comes down pretty quick as well, but it's just got to make its way all the way up here. And in the meanwhile, this stockpile here is going to be demanding stuff too. So you can already see where there's some inefficiencies are cropping up. Also, this job takes a long time to do. If you click here like at any time, you can see how long it takes to do each little task, and then what it needs and what's in the stockpile and everything. And then you can crucially also see how much time is being spent waiting for resources over how much time is spent running and stuff. And then you can quickly start to sort of put together an idea of how efficient you need to be and how efficient you won't be when you first start. And then get like really sort of depressed about it and stop and restart like a million times until you've perfected like the whole thing. But I guess that's what the game is all about, sort of thing. So if you like that thing, obviously you're going to be in for a treat. All right, paint is next. So once the body has been fit onto the chassis, we send the makings of the car up here to be painted. And as far as I can tell, it just randomly paints it a color, and most of them are like pretty nice, like pastel based, I guess, which is pretty good. I guess like, it's a brand new car. It's gonna be like pretty sleek, and it's gonna be out there in the modern urban environment, and you're gonna want it to look nice. You got to picture yourself getting into that thing and also getting out of it. If you go to like a movie premiere, or if you're simply just parking it into a multi-story parking garage or whatever, you have to really visualize that. So, when you're picking the color of your car, it's really important to pick the right one, I think. Maybe one that sort of accents like your typical style of clothing. Maybe your eye color as well could be a thing. I'm not sure. Okay, so while that's being painted, that's another one that takes a long-ass time to do. We can send the car, the painted sort of frame of the car with nothing else on it, in to have the engine fitted. Another big job. I mean, if you watched me play My Summer Car on the stream recently, you'll know that actually creating an engine from scratch and then fitting it into a car is like 70% of making a car. It's a huge job. It's a really massive undertaking. Look at all of these little tasks. It's kind of a shame you can't click on each task to see what it is. But you know, again, it's a really early version of the game, so maybe you'll be able to drill into that stuff a little bit more. But I mean, if you look at fit engine, there's a lot more parts to it. Like fit engine assembly, you can fit a radiator, fit the exhaust, you can fit the wheel assembly, and fit the steering assembly. Like these are all important things, and they're all really sort of picky, finicky jobs as well, which is the worst. All right, we need the resource conveyor to bring some paint for the paint place, and also it's going to have to extend out to here as well to start bringing some engine parts in. So here come the barrels of paint into the stockpile. Some of these cars are starting to queue up a bit because there was no paint. This thing has just been sitting here unpainted for what seems like 20 years now. And here come some of the engine parts as well. Pretty exciting. We're getting there. We've almost got like a full assembly line already, but like a really inefficient one. Next up, fit accessories. We can fit the lights. We can fit the horn. There's going to be a whole booth eventually when you research it, dedicated to fitting a horn in a car. I would love that job in real life. I think that'd be great. Just like chief horn fitter of the car. But for now, we have to go for the all-in-one. It's a pretty big one. Lots of crates here with horns in it and probably seats, windscreens, and there's aircon units as well. I think you have to research that before you can get the aircon units. But anyway, there we go. We'll connect it up. Do we have a painted car coming down the line yet? No. These guys are still working on painting this car. It looks like the current task is dry finish, and that is going to take 68 seconds to complete. You can speed all of this up, like I keep saying, but it costs money. It takes some time to get there. Anyway, we've opted for the factory default color. I guess we just put like the nice sort of like sleek finish over top the factory default color, but it's just come out sort of like white, which is how they're built in the first place. But there we go. Okay, we have to hook up this stockpile as well, so we can just hook this up here. Again, this is not super efficient. You can sort of make this more efficient by using these things here, the supply stockpiles. So supply stockpiles can sit anywhere on the floor, and then you can get stuff in from the resource importer ahead of time, right? So you could sort of centralize a stockpile if you really wanted to. Thing is, you have to manually say how much of each item you want, so you have to really have an idea of like what is needed when. But you know, the more you play it, obviously you'll probably get to that point. You'll probably figure something out. But see, that already there's some inefficiency here because they didn't have the resources, because the supply line is all tied up trying to deliver stuff here, there, and everywhere. So some of this stuff suffers, but like I said, for now it's probably okay. All right, so fit electronics is next. Just a small one. There's no subcategories to this either. It's just going to put in things like sat nav and your radios and stuff like that. I don't think these cars even have radios. These are like really basic cars that we're building here. We're going to sell them for real cheap as well, just so we can push them out and make some money and sort of try to get things to be a little bit more efficient. We'll go do a quick quality check here as well before it sort of leaves the car factory. Pretty important. You don't want to like have a car out there on the road that's just going to lose its wheels, and you know, people are just going to launch themselves off highways with no wheels, like cruise missiles into like the sides of buildings and stuff like that. You have to make sure all of these possibilities are sort of accounted for. And then finally, we export it out the back door. And then we have some marketing guys down here with their cell phones, and they're just sort of like already, you know, they're cold calling people, and they're like, hey, we got this brand new Mitsubishi Mazda Miata. It's white, it's factory default color, but it's got like this perfect finish, and oh god, it really complements your current fashion sense and your eye color, and it's going to be available for you. The low price of $18,120. So we can set a premium or a discount, and the way this works is at a discount, the car will sell really fast. People want to scoop it up because it's going to cost less than probably it costs to build. Alternatively, we can sell it at a premium. We could say like sell it at a 25% premium, which is going to make us more money. Like all of a sudden now the sale price is $22,650. And on top of that, the premium's 4,530. So it really adds up. It's going to be really good. And I think we're going to actually sell it at a premium. It's going to take longer to sell, but because we're super inefficient, it doesn't matter. It's taking us forever to build the cars in the first place. So of course we have to make up for the inefficiencies through inflating the price of our cars. And then as the line gets more and more efficient, we can bring that down. And then when we're at a point where literally there's a queue to get them out the door, then we can sell them at a discount, because then we'll be playing like the volume game, right? So what the hell are we going to call this? We're going to call this the Mazda Miata Mitsubishi car. Whatever. I don't know. I've never driven any one of those cars before in my life. I couldn't even point one out if my life depended on it. But there you go. The Mazda Miata Mitsubishi car. Perfect. All right. We're sending them out. Nice. It looks like we have like a nice turquoise number here. A green one as well. I think some of these are maybe like ordered in ahead of time and customized. But like the default ones, they'll just be any sort of range of colors. Like you might have a red one sometimes, or an orange one, or whatever, and that's fine. Right, so the line is set up. We have $609,311 left in the bank, and dwindling until we start selling cars, of course. I think we sold that one. Seems to be gone anyway. You can check once they go out the door up here. You'll get like it'll show you a little number next to the car to say how many are on like the show floor and ready to be sold. That one's sold, so we made that money already, which is pretty good. And it looks like this little turquoise number is going to be out on the floor before long as well. We'll have to wait a little bit of time to make some money. So that'd be pretty good. So it's pretty nice, isn't it? So far, like you sort of get the general idea. You get like a really inefficient sort of line going. And then as you sort of save up money, look, if you zoom out, you can see where the inefficiencies are as well. See, the longer it takes for them to get through something, it'll change color and stuff. I mean, of course, if there's no resources or whatever to get through as well, it's the same. But there you go. So you can have this set up, and then as you start saving up money, you can sort of research and break out some of these smaller tasks if you wanted to, and start another line up here, maybe like a super duper fast efficient line, and sell that type of car at a discount. And then you could have like a premium line here that takes a little bit longer, adds way more to the car, like some air conditioning and sat nav and all this other crap or whatever, like a sunroof, and then sell that at a massive premium. And because it takes longer to make the cars, you just make more money that way, sort of thing. So you can have like multiple lines because there's multiple export points. And of course, if you want to rent these other factories in this floor space as well, you potentially can have different types of cars going out and set like prices for them and stuff. It's pretty cool. Anyway, let's set up a research office. These can just go like anywhere. You should try to get a couple of them because the researching takes a long time and it's kind of tedious, especially if you're like waiting and you just can't wait to like make things more efficient or whatever. So we'll make like 3, click on it, we can show all the research, and this is it. This is like the tree as it stands now. Most of the updates that are coming out for this game add new stuff to this, like most recently they added like the sunroof and some other stuff. But look, there's like driver assistance, like all this stuff tells you sort of where it goes into, like fit seats, this goes into fit brakes, fit trunk. So you have to sort of be mindful of, whether or not you have this module ready to go, whether it's efficient to do it. And then any changes to the current car, like, so the current car we have now is like the bog standard, it's got nothing in it. But if we research like airbags, for instance, and then we start adding them to the cars, that's going to be a new model of car just because it has a different airbag. So we can change that, put it on a different line, or even just upgrade this line with some of the extras and increase the premium or something. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of different things you could do. I think what we'll do is probably go for paint specialization, or maybe more robots is a pretty good one too. Just sort of speeds things up. Paint specialization is not a bad one because the whole painting process. I think paint specialization and probably body specialization are good ones to go with because those are the two really slow ones. Let's go for body specialization. It needs 400 research points, and if you click on this now, it'll show you. See how fucking long it takes? I mean, Jesus Christ, like 1%. So you just like speed up time and watch your cars blast through, wait for some of this stuff to research out. I mean, as long as things are somewhat running and you're making money, this setup should be making money. I mean, we spent a lot of money getting the resources. and research and stuff set up. But for now, and as the cars start going out of the door, we should be making some money, and then we can slowly save up for, busting out like this and making it more efficient and so on and so forth. And then basically that's it. You just, in the end, it's a bit like, it's a lot like Big Pharma, but it kind of reminds me a bit of like Space Chem as well, a little bit. In the end, I think you just have these massive sprawling sort of like production lines everywhere, and you have all these different cars and stuff. I've played it enough. I've gotten to the point where I've managed to sort of research a lot of this stuff and start making it more efficient and stuff. Had like a couple of multiple lines, and it's actually surprisingly satisfying if you're into this sort of thing. Obviously, if you're not into this sort of thing and you just want to be hacking and slashing demons instead, do not pick up Production Line. It's probably not for you. But if you like these sort of like simulation management games or whatever, this one's got a lot of potential. It certainly shows a lot of promise so far, and I think it's only going to get better as they keep working on it and stuff. So it's definitely one to look out for. But like I said, it's available. You can buy it through Humble Bundle. If you go to the actual website for the game, you can sort of buy it now and play it now in its current state, and obviously you have access to like all of the updates and stuff. It's like $8 or something. So I don't know, if it's your thing, I would say go for it. It's enough fun for now, and of course you're just supporting the developer and hoping that he's just gonna carry on working on it and make it into like a better game than it is now. But you never know with these things, I guess. So you do it at some sort of risk or whatever. But there you go. Production Line. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not the usual sort of evening with sips, isn't it? It's like kind of a serious game. There's not really much like to clown around in and stuff. We have unlocked body specialization, which is pretty good actually. So we can break this down even more. Body frame specialization, sure. So we can actually have like 2 guys working on just fitting bumpers. But now, see, if we go into fit body, see, all these things are available now. So we can just, and they come in as little modules, see? But they take up more space than the all-in-one, but they're more efficient. So there's always trade-offs, right? But anyway, bit of a serious game, but I hope you like it anyway. I mean, if you've been following me and watching me play games over the years, you know that I like these kind of games, and every once in a while one crops up and I'll just binge on it or get really into it or whatever. So yeah, there you go. If you didn't know about it, now you know. If you did know about it and you'd rather go hack and slash demons or whatever, that's cool too. Maybe try to make your own production line of hacking and slashing demons as well. Take some inspiration from this game. Automate that process. Don't just do it manually. Don't be like these guys, all sitting around just waiting for lunch. Like, look at this guy. He doesn't even sit at his desk. He's just standing here looking at a filing cabinet and saluting to the marketing guys. Because he's a big brown noser, that's why. Look, he wants to be part of the marketing guys, and the marketing guys are like, nah, this guy is forever a QA guy. He's never gonna have the pizzazz that we need on the marketing team, so there's no way he's ever gonna. But he's just saluting away, hoping that one day they're gonna be like, oh shit, you know what? Lenny is sick today, and we need somebody with a bit of pizzazz to come in here and help shift some of these cars. And they're gonna look at this guy and say, is he still out there saluting? All right, you know what? He seems pretty keen. Let's get him in and give him a tryout or whatever. So there you go. Perfect. Right. Well, another evening with Sips. Like I said, Production Line. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back soon with some more stuff. As usual, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.